Good afternoon everybody, and a very warm welcome to Mildenhall and Volmer, and today I have a layout update for you. This is basically, I haven't done one for a little while and I have made some changes to the layout. Those of you who follow me on Facebook will see what I've done and have a look at what I've done. They're quite drastic changes, but this will be the first time that it's actually been recorded on video. So I've got quite a few bits to show you as to what I've done, and also I've done some other bits and pieces, and one of them is actually sitting right down here, and that is this little kiddie here. I did a live stream the other day, and Digger Evans was asking me about some of the locos I have knocking about over there. So I gave a quick rundown as to what was in the cupboard, cabinet, bookcase, whatever. And I also had some under the ottoman, and one of them that was under the ottoman was said 37. And I'd actually forgotten about this 37, and I've always liked it, but I just almost forgot about it. And I decided that I was going to put some TTS sound in it. So it's now got TTS sound, so that's one of the jobs I've been doing. It came with a little Diddy round speaker that you get with the chip, but to be honest with you, it was rubbish. So I've swapped out the chip, the speaker that I had in one of my other locomotives, which wasn't particularly effective in that locomotive, but was very effective in the 37 because I had that speaker in my other two 37s. So it sounds really, really good. So it's got an iPhone speaker in it. So that's one of the other things I've been doing. And then one of the other major things that I've been doing also is I've done a lot of ballasting, track configuration, and electrical work. There's been a lot of electrics done onto the layout, and it's not overly complicated electrics, but time consuming electrics, and also I had to think about the electrics that I was doing. So I'm going to take you around to the layout and we'll have a look, see at what is going on. So here we are at the layout, and one of the many things that I've done, the drastic thing that I've done, as you can see, is that I've now removed the centre section, the centre platforms 3 and 4. Now the reason for doing this is purely because I felt that when I did the last running session, that it looked a bit too congested, and I wanted to open up the station a little bit. So this is what I've decided to do. And so I removed the centre platform, and I've now added a base scenery. I've also added a bit of turf. I've also added some fine leaf foliage. I've added some relay boxes, as you can see. I've also added some AWS ramps, which I had additionally, which is right down the far end on this end, and there's one down on this side. I need some for the other side as well. I'm a bit short on the other side, so I'll have to get some more for those. I've also removed the additional people that are on platforms 3 and 4 and relocated them onto platforms 1 and 2 and platform 5, which is the far side one. And also because of that, I've reconfigured the track. Basically, the 2 top lines go that way, and the 2 bottom lines go that way. And basically, it's basically an up slow and an up fast and a down slow and a down fast. Basically, is what that is, with the addition of the 158 in the bay platform. And so I've had to reconfigure the track work and point work. So they've the track work and the point work is just down at this end, and then that kind of follows around, and it's the same at the other end. So I've done all of that as well. So there's been a lot of work just doing that, doing the track configuration, relaying the track, doing the ballasting, doing the foliage work, and all the ballasting is all done now. It's all the scenic is all done. Base, and now it's just a matter of detailing and adding to it. Also, what I've also done is I've done the level crossing there, and I've redone that, but that needs another sanding over, because obviously I moved the track work across, and so I had to relay the track in that section, and so the level crossing didn't marry up anymore, so I've had to redo the level crossing there. At the bottom end on this corner, I've done all of this section here, so that's something else that's new. Also, I've done a load of electrical work, which has taken a huge amount of time. It hasn't been necessarily difficult, but it has been a bit time consuming, because obviously this isn't a fixed layout, so it has to be able to be moved. So the electrics have to be able to move within the confines of the layout itself. And so therefore all the wiring has to be able to move when I move the layout, and not be sort of attached to walls and skirting boards and things like that. So this section here, as you can see, is a classic case in point where the train care depot crosses over onto the main layout, and it's disconnected through that piece of track there. And also the wiring is also disconnected through these chock blocks, which are quick release chock blocks. So you don't have to worry about unscrewing it every time, you just literally just push fit. So I've used these all the way around the layout. It's the same lighting that I've used, the same way that I've attached the lighting on the back wall, and also the same way that I've attached the lighting on the town scene. So this is now the town scene. Well, also I should say the whole layout lit up, and as you can see, the town scene lighting is now lit up along the back there, along with the station area and the platform, but you can't see the platform 1 and 2 very well because there's a DMU in the way. And then we've got this building here, which is my Freightliner building, which is a modern office block by Bachmann Scenecraft, and it comes pre-fitted with lights, and then you just have to plug that into your lighting system. However, as you can probably tell and see for yourselves, it does need an interior fitted in it, because you can see all the wiring inside. So if I just zoom you in a bit, you can see all the wiring inside it. So that all needs to be hidden away, and so that's something I've got to do, because at the moment it just looks awful, just without no kind of interior. So it needs some kind of interior put into that, so that's something I'm going to have to work on. As I pan across this side towards the train care depot, you can see that's also lit up, as it was before. And the nice thing is, because of the windows right on the very end there, you can see just about the end of the ENU, so you know exactly how far to take it before you hit the buffers or hit the wall, basically at the other end. But you kind of need that because there isn't much space at this end between the ends of the EMUs and where they connect to the point. So it's very important that you make full use of the length that is on the window shelf. One of the other things I've experimented with is weathering a container. And as you can see, the one on the bottom is the one that I've done. And there you go, that one there, the Serco one. And the Dream, and you can see all the others I haven't touched. I just thought that I'd like to try and weather some of these containers, because if I show you the ones just over here, These two have come from Michael Lawrence. And the MSC one came with the Freightliner lorry, and the other one came with the Stradler. And as soon as I got them, I looked at them, I loved the weathering on them. I loved the way that they were filthy and dirty, and they just looked really, really good. So I wanted to sort of have a go at my own. So hence, I thought to myself, well, containers are quite low risk. They're quite filthy, and they're not expensive if you kind of muck it up. So I thought I'd have a go at doing one and try and take the plastic off it, because it just looked a bit too plasticky. I mean, you can see the one on the top, just doesn't add anything, and it just looks like, and containers just aren't like that. They're always some sort of beat up in some sort of way, shape or form. So I thought I'd have a go, and I'm quite pleased with that. And whether or not I'll move forward and do some more, I think that is something that would really enhance the layout if I did that, because there are so many containers on the layout that I think it'd make a big difference if I did that. Something else I've done is I've had a go at weathering up my 60, and it wasn't too bad actually. I pretty pleased with it. I'd look at some pictures and looked at the way 60s are, and it tended to be that the roof tended to be very filthy at the exhaust end, which is this end, because that's generally where it got the most muck, because it was closest to the exhaust. This one was kind of lighter dirt, and this end was lighter, and it also depended on the wind as to how much it would blow it downwind. So, and then also there's some streaking on the lines as well. And I did some underneath weathering on the bogies, and I'm pretty pleased with it. I haven't gone overboard with it, I don't think. So, and it's only just powders. It's not. It hasn't been actually matte varnished in or sealed in or anything like that. So, if it's a case I'm really not happy with it, I can always remove it or take some of it away. But I've had a go, and I'm pretty pleased with the results. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. So that concludes the end of this video. And just before I go, I just wanted to say thank you to everybody. For those of you who missed the live stream, I just wanted to say thank you once again to all those people who have kindly wished me happy birthday over my last few videos. Like I said, I did sort of do a live stream to thank everybody just sort of personally at the time. But for those of you who haven't seen it then and are watching this video, then once again, thank you for all those people who have sent me cards and sent me well wishes and birthday messages and all sorts. It's very much appreciated. I do have some bits and pieces on the way. I do have some wagons and some speakers on the way, as well as some rubbish as well on the way. So all these bits and pieces will be turning up over the next few days or so, I should imagine. I'm looking forward to the speakers because I haven't tried these speakers before. I've bought two of them specifically for my 260s because the speakers that are in them are just the standard rectangular ones, and they were awful. They don't sound that great. But the other thing is I did actually have a mega bass speaker in my EWS 60, which sounded great. The problem I had with that speaker is, in order to fit it, I had to take away a lot of the engine parts because of the depth, because it was too deep and the body wouldn't sit properly. So you had to take away the top part of the engine, which I really, quite frankly, didn't want to do this time around with my other 60s. So what I've decided to do is try out a new bass enhanced speaker, and it's basically smaller, and just see how I get on with those, and just see what the difference is and see if it does make a difference. If it does, I'll probably end up buying some more, because I've got my blue-grey Valenta HST which needs doing, which also sounds very basic, to be fair, with the standard speakers that's in it currently. The quality is pretty much the same as on my 60s, and so it's not that great. I find that those speakers work really well on the Hornby 66. For some reason they work really well, but on the 60 and on the Valenta 43, they just don't sound great at all. So they definitely need to be swapped out. So depending on how I get on with those speakers onto my 60s, that will depend on what I do moving forward with the Valenta HST, whether I get some more. I found that on my 50s, I think the standard speaker works pretty okay. I think that's pretty good. I can't remember, I think I upgraded the speakers on my DCC Coastal Class 50s, but on the TTS ones, I think I left them as it is, and they sound okay. So again, as the layout is, I wouldn't say complete because it isn't. It's just virtually complete in the sense that it's all got basic scenery. Now we start looking at the details of like adding people, maybe adding some signals, maybe, or something like that, or some signage, or just enhancing the locos in general, either by improving the sound quality out of them, or whether or not I decide to do some more weathering, and that's something that I'd like to do in 2021. Is I'm going to be investing in an airbrush and try and move my modelling skills a bit further forward in terms of doing my own weathering. It's something that I'm quite keen on learning and doing, and there's enough people in the modelling community that I get on very well with that are more than happy to share me with some advice and show me possibly how to use it should I require it. So we'll see how we get on. So that's kind of another big thing for 2021, is to start on the container ship and also to do the weathering, and then throughout the year we'll be generally just adding bits here and there, and maybe one or two other pieces of rolling stock that may become available in the next year. So until the next time, it's goodbye from Mildenhall and Volmer, and take care. So bye for now. Bye bye.